Hello, all you beautiful people out there. This is our first time doing the show. This is my son, Brandon.
What's up?
And I'm Dwayne. And last year we did this not on camera, and we did very well. We had really good records, winning records. And so we thought we'd put it on YouTube and see if we can help some of you people out there and win some money or just brag about how your picks are good. So I hope you enjoy the first week of the NFL, and please do me a favor and like and subscribe this channel.
And also, don't forget to hit that notification button.
Ding, ding, little bell. So we're going to get started right away. And we're going to start with Pittsburgh at Atlanta. And Atlanta is giving up 3 points. The over and under on this game is 42. So that's almost the lowest. Not quite. I think 40 is the lowest. But the over and under is 42. I think Atlanta, if Kirk Cousins is the old Kirk Cousins, I think that it's going to be a lot more than 42 points. I can tell you that. I think Pittsburgh's offense is atrocious. Without Pickens, there's really no one else on that team that really stands out to me. Other than, Najee Harris is good, but I think his offensive line is not helping him. So that's where I'm at with that. So I got Atlanta winning by 6. I think with Drake London and Kyle Pitts and Kirk Cousins and Bijan Robinson, I think they just can't stop them. I just don't think that Pittsburgh can stop them.
They have good weapons over there.
And they have really good weapons.
Don't forget London, too.
Yeah, I said London and Pitts and Bijan and Cousins. Let's see what happens. I think Bijan is going to have a good game on the ground. So we'll see what happens. And who do you have?
At Pittsburgh.
It's 3 in a row.
The only reason I have Pittsburgh is I like their defense. I really love their defense over there. It's so good. But
Watt is my biggest fan. I'm a fan of Watt.
The problem is he doesn't know a lot of players over there on the defensive side of Pittsburgh. I know some of them. They're pretty good defensive players with Alex Highsmith.
Do you remember what they were ranked last year?
The defense?
Yeah. It wasn't top 5.
It wasn't top 5, but they were still a good defense.
Okay.
They made the playoffs. And they were above 500.
And now they have Russell Wilson.
And Justin Fields.
More Russell Wilson than Justin Fields.
The defense is good. That's why I like it.
And who's their other receiver other than Pickens?
Van Jefferson.
You can't even hold a straight face.
I can't hold a straight face.
When you say Van Jefferson.
Dude, their defense is going to carry this team.
Okay.
That's what it's going to come down to. But I didn't pick Atlanta because I don't know about a 36-year-old Kirk Cousins coming off an Achilles injury. I don't know how he's going to look.
I respect that.
And I think it's going to take him, Kirk, a couple games to get over that injury and find his rhythm with this new team and find that old, Kirk Cousins who was in the Vikings. But the Steelers' defense, they're going to send pressure to Atlanta. That's just what I'm looking at here, this defense, and it's going to make their passing game a lot difficult this year.
So we're going to call this game Pittsburgh Steelers defense versus Atlanta Falcons offense.
Yeah. I
think
that's
what we're coming at.
Defense wins championships.
All right, that sounds great. So you got Pittsburgh +3. I have Atlanta -3. All right, so that's 3 games right there that we're definitely going to have a different record. That's for sure.
Yeah.
All right, Arizona at Buffalo. Buffalo giving up 6.5. That's a lot of points. But I think that Buffalo wins by 10. I think that Arizona has a couple new additions to their team, and I think Marvin Harrison Jr. will get his own. But I think as a rookie, I think that he's not going to be as good as people think he is the first game of the season in Buffalo. I think he's traveling. I don't think he's got to prepare for that traveling, and it does make a difference when you're going away from home, especially across the United States, to go play Buffalo. The good news for Arizona is that it's going to be probably 70 degrees over there, so it's not going to be that cold. But
no snow.
I think Allen is just too much. I think his receiving core is young and not proven, but I think with this tight end, I think he's going to have a lot of success there, and I think he runs for at least 2 touchdowns himself. I think James Cook is going to cook, and he's going to get his touches and get his love there as well, and of course Kincaid. And with that, I think they beat him by more than 10, even though I don't like Buffalo's defense either. So what do you have?
They lost guys in Buffalo's defense too. Yeah, you're right. But did you you're taking Buffalo in the spread?
I took Buffalo with the spread.
Okay.
I think they're going to win by more than 10.
Okay. Well, I take Arizona in the spread. There's a reason why. It's because there's history behind it. Arizona has covered in its first 3 games to start the season last year, under Jonathan Gannon. But what I'm excited about Arizona is the new weapons, of course, with Marvin Harrison Jr. and Trey McBride, being there, and James Conner in the backfield, and Kyle Murray. With Marvin Harrison Jr. You can't do no wrong. You saw this guy play good
until you see him Sunday.
Until you see it, but I'm just saying, him as a receiver, he was one of the best, I think, college receivers out there around that time. He was really good. I like this playing style, but I just don't like Buffalo. Because in the preseason they lost their linebacker Matt Milano.
Next man step up.
And their 2 receivers, Curtis Samuel and MVS. They're
questionable, right?
Well, they're saying I don't expect them to be back from the injuries for week 1.
Oh, last I saw it was questionable.
They're questionable, but it's looking like they might be both out for the game.
But they're not doubtful yet.
Not doubtful yet.
All
so
right.
I expect run heavy game from Bills in that game. But Josh Allen, he's gonna do his thing.
He's a winner.
Don't get me wrong. I still think Buffalo's gonna win, but I think Arizona with 6.5, getting 6.5.
It's a lot of points.
It's a lot of points. I think they can cover that.
I just can't. I can't go with Arizona until I see some play with them. I can't go with them.
It's your concern with Kyle Murray. Huh?
They're just horrendous. And I think Kyler Murray has moments where he shows that he's really good, but he has a lot of moments when he shows that he can't handle the pressure of the game either.
Yep.
So I'm just going to go with what I have, and I take Buffalo with minus 6.5. He takes Arizona
6.5.
plus 6.5. So our next game is Tennessee at Chicago, -4. Over and under is 45. I messed up again. Arizona and Buffalo is over and under is 48. So Tennessee and Chicago's over and under is 45. So with that, I think that the Bears are going to win by 7. I think the Bears' offense is going to be too much for the Titans. Young defense that needs some time to put it all together. I think Titans defense by week 5 is going to be very, very good defense, but they're young and they haven't played together enough, and I think that's going to hurt them at the beginning of the season. I think Caleb Williams is one of the most polished rookie quarterbacks I have ever seen. I really believe that.
Yep.
And I think that he'll play a huge part with this game. And also, I think people are overlooking DeAndre Swift. I think Swift's going to have a great game. I think that he's going to run and pass a lot. I think he's going to be a nice little dump off for Caleb Williams when they need him. I think Komet is going to be has proven that he's a good tight end. I won't say a great tight end. He's a good tight end, and I think that's the biggest things right now for me, and that's why I'm going with Chicago. Here goes this guy. Let's see what he says.
I'm gonna go with Chicago.
Hey, all right.
And for first, we both agree. But the reason why is because the Bears had a great offseason this year. They got Keenan Allen. They got DeAndre Swift. They rebuilt the offense. They drafted the rookie receiver from Washington,
which we can't pronounce his name.
I pronounce Rome. Can't pronounce that last name.
We'll just call him Rome and say that he's really. I think he's going to do really well.
But the important fact is that this Titans team is going to have to go against this Bears team that was actually ranked 10th last year, and they have a good underrated defense, I would say, for the Bears coming up this season.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, Titans made changes. They got Calvin Ridley, Tony Pollard, Tyler Boyd,
And they got some good defense.
and L'Jarius
additions.
Sneed, and the guy from the Bengals. I forgot his name, but overall, I just don't see Titans like playing well with Will Levis. Last year, he was
Average.
He was average
at best.
He just 54% of his passes thrown behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah,
that was the lowest percentage.
Yeah,
that season. That's
low.
That's low. And going into this game, I would say the reason I don't take them is because they have DeAndre, who's questionable, and they have another defensive star, Jamal Adams, who's questionable for the Titans. But what I hope to see is the active report is Akeem Allen.
Mm-hmm.
They say he has a heel injury, so I hope he plays. And Montez Sweat, that's one of the star defensive ends on the Bears. I hope he plays too.
Mm-hmm.
But who I'm just really excited to see play is Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
If you didn't know this, number 1 picks that get drafted the first week of their games since 2002 are 0-14 and a tie. So Caleb, but I think the reason why is because Caleb, now he has weapons. Some of the guys are number 1. They don't come in and have great weapons like he has right now laid out for him.
He's definitely got a better team than most.
Yeah, the most
number one picks.
Yeah,
for sure.
So it's got to. This is a win game for the Bears to me. I mean, I think the Titans are right there with the Patriots as one of the worst teams in the NFL.
For sure, I agree. All right, we got one that we both agreed on.
Yep.
There ain't gonna be many, so we'll see what happens.
Mm-mm.
All right, so we have again Chicago -4.
Yep.
And then on from there, we have New England at Cincinnati. Now, -8.5 is a lot of points for the first week.
Mm-hmm.
But I just cannot take New England. I can't. They have not been good. I think they're rebuilding. I think it was a smart play by not bringing in that rookie and letting them just go in there and learn the game. Yeah. I think it's smart that he's going to sit on the bench. But Brissett's not 100% healthy either. And that offensive line is not that great either. So with all that being said, the New England's just not that good. I think Joey B is back and he's healthy, and the lowly Patriots are in trouble. Even if we did not have Chase, which we found out today that we are going to have Chase. So Jamar, he's back at practice. He practiced and he looked good. He looked strong. He looked fast. But Jamar Chase is a key factor of the whole thing. But even without him, I think they would have beat him. I think Chase Brown coming out of the backfield. I think T. Higgins is going to be a big factor. And I think the thing with Joey B is he is able to see the whole field. And there's not a lot of quarterbacks out there that can do that. And he is able to see the whole field and find the open guy. So he's going to evenly disperse the ball. Of course, Jamar Chase will probably get a lot more looks. And I just think that the New England's going to have a hard time moving the ball. So that's my pick.
Mm-hmm. I got Cincy. I'm going to take Cincy in the spread. I just can't take Patriots. Like you just said, they look like one of the worst teams in the NFL. Their offensive line looked terrible. They got Jacob Brissett hurt during the preseason. So, I mean, in their pass rush, it lacks. Trading away Matthew Judon, one of their star defensive ends. It just looks like
that's going to hurt.
It looks like a rebuild. I can see why Belichick
That's okay.
wanted out. I can see he does not want to play for a rebuild team.
Yeah.
But I hope Mayo does his thing. It's gonna be hard to replace.
Eventually.
It's gonna be hard to replace a legend like Bill Belichick in the coaching position at New England. But I mean, the Bengals, man. I mean, Joey B's back.
I forget about Zach Moss too, but Chase Brown.
But they have 2 good running backs in the backfield. Have a revamped O-line. We'll say they did pretty good in that.
They got to protect
They
Joey
got to
B.
protect Joe Burrow. I don't think I say Joe Burrow has got to stay healthy. I mean, it's not his fault if his own line can't protect. But it's glad Jamar Chase was there. Even if I
Mhm.
said Jamar wasn't playing, they're still going to blow out New England. New England's just bad, terrible, and I and I and I think Cincy, I think they can make the Super Bowl this year because
Sure.
I think Patrick Mahomes' kryptonite is Joe Burrow.
I agree with that.
Yeah, so I got Cincy taking the spread here.
All right. And then and AFC's got a lot of powerhouses in there. Cincy, Houston, in my opinion, Houston, and KC, and I think the Ravens.
Yep.
So that's mine. And then the next one is Houston at Indy, and Indy is getting 3 points, and the over and under on that. Oh, here's the. I'm sorry, going back. The lowest over and under is 40.5, and that's Cincinnati in New England. So I think that's going to be under, but that's just my opinion. Houston and Indy +3, over and under 48. Let's go with what you think this time, since I've been going first.
I got Houston in the spread. And I like Houston this year. I mean, don't get me wrong about the Colts. They got AR coming back, Anthony Richardson. They're looking for a little payback from the Texans last year when they lost to them in the playoffs. They kept it neck to neck with that team last year at Week 18. But Texans, dude, I think they had one of the best off seasons I've ever seen by an NFL team.
For sure.
I mean, they picked up Stephon Diggs, Joe Mixon, and add that with Dalton Schultz, Nico Collins, Tank Dell. I mean, they got
all the weapons.
They have a great offense. They're not better than the Niners, though, in offense. I think they're number 2, but that's only because they got to prove it this year. I got to see how well they play all together.
Yeah.
But their offense looks great. They added a defensive star in Danielle Hunter.
Yeah.
Who had 16.5 sacks last year.
Yeah, he was really good.
Really good with that defense. I just see the Texans. I've been hearing people think Colts might keep it close with the Texans since it's a away game at the Colts Stadium. But I see the Texans showing out their offense.
Here's a stat for you.
Blowing them out.
I agree with you with that, and I'm taking the same. I think Houston beats them by 14. But here's the stat for you right here. Past 11 season openers, Indy is 0, 10, and 1. That means they tied one game. I mean, I hate ties, but 0 and 10.
That's terrible.
That is not good.
No.
And straight up and lose by a field goal or more. Yeah, they lose straight up and lose by a field goal or more in those 10 games.
Yeah, that's not good.
So that's good for us because we're picking Houston.
That's just not good on their resume.
We're going to see what happens.
Yeah, no.
All right. Well, let's move on. And I'm going to go ahead and let you go first again. It's Jacksonville at Miami with Miami giving up 3.5 points. Over and under is 49.
So I got Miami in the spread.
Yeah.
This
is like 3 in a row for us. 4 in a row.
I think this will be a high-scoring game for both teams because both their defenses need some time to improve during the season. They're not good defenses; they're good offenses overall, but the defense of both those teams is not very good.
No,
I think
Jacksonville.
Don't get me wrong. I think the Jaguars. The reason why I think they're scoring a lot is because Miami's going to miss their guy Bradley Chubb, their star defensive end. He's going to be on the PUP this year.
Yeah,
so he's going to miss 4 games out of that. And Odell is out 4 games. I think he's a great third receiver in Miami. I know you don't. He's lost a step since
I think
playing
he's
for the
lost
Giants.
a couple steps, but that's okay.
But I like him at the third receiver with Waddle and Tyreek back there.
Sure.
I mean, he could be that good scapegoat,
And as long as he runs his routes right, he's going to be good.
Yeah, and I also have that the Dolphins are 13-4 at home under Mike McDaniels, and in the month of September they're 6-1.
Okay.
So that's a
there
good
you
reason
go.
there
Those
too.
ones that like streaks and stats like that.
Yep.
There you go. So for me, I got the same. I think Miami wins by at least by 6. That's what I think. So I think this is an easy pick for me, and I think Miami's going to be firing on all cylinders, and they're going to be, Mike McDaniels. He's going to want to throw a show, have a show, basically a show. And Tua's gonna kill it, and I think Tua, Tyreek, and even though that they're not 100%, I think Tyreek is still an elite receiver, even with the small injury going on there. And we can't forget about A-Chain and Mostert either. They're phenomenal running backs.
I think though A-Chain's gonna have more of a load this year because Mostert's getting old. He's 32. Dude has had injury problems, during his career. But last year I know he went off.
Yeah.
Being that the running back who'd catch and run. But I like A-Chain. I like his speed, and he's young, and I think they're going to use him more than Mostert this year.
All right, there you have it. If you're a fantasy guy, A-Chain over Mostert's Mostert's what he's saying.
Yep.
I still think Mostert has a lot in the tank, and I think A-Chain and Mostert's gonna. I think it's gonna split down the middle because I think both of them are phenomenal running backs. So there we are. All right, next we're still gonna go with you, Carolina at New Orleans, -4 for New Orleans, and Carolina's getting 4. The over and under is 42, so it's on the lower end. So what do you think?
I'm going to take Carolina and take the spread. It might be a shocker to some people, but really I looked at
a lot of people.
I looked at the teams and the stats, and New Orleans Saints are 32nd ranked in the offensive line.
They are. They're pretty bad.
Pretty bad offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't improve themselves, but I expect their defense to carry this team. I don't like Derek Carr at the quarterback. He looked terrible last year. All he did was check it down to Alvin Kamara. And, I mean, he had his moments with Chris Olave, but I don't think Derek Carr's the answer over there for Saints. I think they need to look at the quarterback.
Well, they keep going with this. They keep talking about Rattler coming in and tearing it up, but I don't know about that. But we'll see. No. Rattler's a winner, too. You know, he's proven himself over and over.
Carolina this year, they bolstered the lineup with the draft picks, and they had a good offseason. They got they signed Damian Lewis, who's a good tackle.
Yeah, he is.
And they signed another right tackle, Robin Hunt from the Miami. They signed a big deal. He's going to be good. And with him and this other guy, Taylor Moden, they're supposed to be an underrated combo over there, the right guard and the right tackle. That's what I've been hearing. And they got Deontay Johnson from the Steelers. I like him. He's a true number 1 receiver. And paired him with Adam Thielen, I think they're like an underrated duo over there.
Well, Adam Thielen ain't no young buck.
Ain't no young buck, but I like Bryce Young going into this year's season 2 with another weapon out there.
Well, I'm taking New Orleans because I can't take what is projected as being one of the worst teams in the NFL.
Yeah, last year.
So that's last year they were one of the worst.
That's what I'm saying. This offseason they added.
This year they're still slotted to be one of the worst teams in the.
I don't think so.
And they think that, and to be honest with you, a lot of people, and I like Bryce Young, but a lot of people are thinking that Bryce Young is not going to be a great NFL quarterback.
I don't see that.
So with that, I'm going with the Saints. I don't like Derek Carr. I love Kamara. I think he's got a great upside for him.
Yeah.
But the great thing with Kamara is he's gonna get a lot of balls. He's gonna touch the ball a lot. I think Olave's gonna do well and open up the game a little bit as well. So for me, I think they come through, and I think with Taysom Hill being in there and doing his stuff, being the Wildcat quarterback, I think there's some threats there as well.
Yeah.
So with me, that's what I have, and I think Bryce Young still needs a lot of help. I think what you're talking about with those additions, they're going to need time to gel as well. And I don't like Carolina to win at all. I think they lose by more than 7.
Okay.
And I don't think that this game's going to be high scoring either. I think it's going to be a low scoring game.
Mm-mm.
So if you're really wanting to bet, I think the under is the bet on this game, and stay away from the bet. To be honest with you, but we have to pick every game. So
Yeah, sorry.
this is one I will not be betting on for sure. All right, so we're gonna move on. You're taking Carolina +4, and I'm taking New Orleans -4. And I think we both agreed that the under is probably the best bet on this game.
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota at New York Giants. Giants are getting 1.5 at home, and the over and under is 41. So, I mean, there's a lot of question marks out there on, not on the Giants team, but on the Minnesota team, on how they're going to be with Darnold being, running the quarterback position,
run the show,
and actually passing it, getting JJ the ball. So what's your thoughts?
I'm gonna take Minnesota on the spread.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, don't get me wrong about the Giants. They did upgrade their defense. They got a stud out of Brian Burns, but they lost some key guys in the secondary.
Yeah,
they lost Xavier McKinney. They lost a cornerback. I forgot his name, but they've lost some key guys on defense. But their defense does not look bad this year.
Mm-hmm.
I think they did better this year, picking up defensive players.
Sure.
But I just don't like their offense. I just don't like Daniel Jones at the quarterback. He looked terrible last year.
Who's running?
Oh, Devin Singletary. Yeah. He had a good year in Houston, but he's playing against a bad offensive line.
Yeah, he's playing with.
with
a bad offensive
playing with
line.
a bad offensive line from the Texans to the Giants.
Yeah, Saquon Barkley is 10 times the running back that Devin Singletary is, and Saquon Barkley he had to fight for his yards and his touchdowns and his passes. He had to fight.
Yeah.
And so I think
it's nice to go from the bad O-line.
Saquon to Devin Singletary is not a very good trade in that sense.
But I just don't like their offense. And the one guy I like only on this offense is the rookie stud. Neighbors. I think he's going to be a stud this year.
I think so too.
But for Daniel Jones, this is a make or break year for him. If he does not do well this year at all, I think Giants need to kick him out of New York, man.
And that's another, nobody's throwing games. Don't get it wrong, twisted. No one's throwing games, but I think New York Giants are going to not have a lot of wins. And I think if they bring in a good quarterback that neighbors can relate to, I think that there's something to be said there. Because I do believe neighbors are going to be the key to that offense as well. And so with that, I also am taking Vikings. I think they'll win by more than 3, but I'm saying they're going to win by 3. And I think Sam Darnold is going to do well at the beginning of the season. He seems like he starts good, and he ends not so good. So that's my take on that. I think JJ is going to have over 150 yards. I don't think anyone can stop him on the New York Giants, and I think he has 2 touchdowns as well. So that's my pick. All right, moving on. We're gonna go ahead and go Las Vegas at the Los Angeles Chargers, which I always say San Diego Chargers -3. And with that, what do you have?
I got Vegas in the spread.
We got a lot of agreements now.
I mean, Chargers to me, don't get me wrong, I think they're going to have a good year with Jim Harbaugh. Every time he's come in the league, like the Niners over here, he's made them...
Had a better team with the Niners than he is. Made them
a better team.
Yeah.
Made them kind of Super Bowl contenders when they were playing, and they made the playoffs a lot with him as coach. Yeah. But that's what I'm hoping to see him do with the Chargers, because I like Herbert. I like Justin Herbert. I think he's a great quarterback, but I know he's going to have to handle with 2 guys in the backfield. He's going to have a mediocre, wide receiver room.
And don't forget, he has a hurt foot.
He has a hurt foot, but the people are saying not to worry about that.
People are saying don't worry about it, but if you have a hurt foot, a hurt foot can linger for sure.
But don't get me wrong, they improve an offensive line. It's just their defense. If Joey Bosa can stay healthy, I think him and Matt could be a killer edge rushers out there. But they got to stay healthy. I think all the guys got to stay healthy on that team.
I think that the weakest part of the Los Angeles Chargers defense is their middle.
Yeah.
Their middle is weak.
Mm-hmm.
And what is it that
That's what I was gonna say. Like,
what is Las Vegas going to do? They're going to send White right up the middle, and White is going to power play this defense, and they're going to whoop them. I think they're going to whoop them. I like Brock Bowers; he's going to do well. And I say I mean Las Vegas, because it used to be Oakland, so I can say our. Las Vegas defense is at least the defensive line is phenomenal. Mm-hmm. I think they're going to do great things, and I think that Los Angeles is going to lose, and I think they're going to lose big. Even though there's a lot of people out there saying Los Angeles Chargers are going to whoop Las Vegas, I mean, what are we watching here? Las Vegas didn't do that bad last year, and that was with the coach coming in the middle of the season, and I just don't understand where they think that Los Angeles Chargers are going to be that much better than Las Vegas Raiders. And also, the history is that those two play each other tough, no matter who's bad and who's good.
Yeah.
And I think this year the Raiders are going to have the upper hand.
Yeah, they're going to be pounding the ball this year, and I think Minshew's going to have to prove this year.
Yeah.
Because
I think Minshew will. I think Minshew is going to start out good. I think he's going to have a good start of the season, and then things happen. Minshew plays with all heart, and I think that he pushes himself and gets himself hurt, and it shows on the football field later in the season.
Yeah.
So hopefully that doesn't happen this year, but that's what I see.
Gonna have good quarterback play. If not, I think Devontae is going to want to be out of there next year.
Yeah.
If they don't have a good quarterback, if Devontae doesn't like the quarterback, he wants out.
I think Devontae wants to win, and hopefully the Raiders have the formula for that.
Yep.
So we'll see what happens.
We both take them in the spread.
Yeah, we do. We both take. That's like 3 or 4 in a row,
yeah.
Except for Carolina and New Orleans.
Yeah.
But Denver at Seattle, -5 for Seattle. Over and under is 42, and remember, Denver is going to Seattle. So go ahead. What do you think?
I'm going to take Seattle in the spread. Don't get me wrong, Denver. I think this offense this year, I think they're going to be good with, Bo Nix. I like Bo Nix. I like watching him in college when he was with Oregon. He looks like a great quarterback. And with a legendary coach like Sean Payton under him, I think he can turn him into like I think he can turn him into like a Drew Brees like he had in the Saints. I don't know. We can see. But
Bo Nix had a lot of experience in college. So he's a lot more mature quarterback than most rookies coming out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I just don't like the defense of Broncos. That's why I think Seattle is.
Jeez.
That's why I think Seattle's going to run over them on that defensive side. Their offense is underrated to me, and their defense is underrated to me too.
Whose defense?
Seattle. Yeah, people think they're not good, but
I think they're good.
I think they're good on both sides of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to kill it against them on the defensive side for the Broncos. I don't think they're going to keep up pace with the Seattle's offense.
Nope.
And Denver's playing in maybe like one of the, not the loudest stadium, but one of the hardest stadiums to play in.
Probably the hardest is what they say.
Because it's loud and all that.
They don't wear the jersey 12 for nothing.
Exactly.
So they take pride over there to rile up that team and make sure that the other team can't hear and all that good stuff that comes with that.
Mm-hmm.
Cortland Sutton's I think is still going to have a game. I think Bo Nix is going to look at him often, and I think that he'll have a decent game. I think Javonte Williams is going to have a tough time running against that Seattle defense. And the only thing I can say also is that Bo Nix is traveling to Seattle. Like we said, one of the hardest stadiums to play in, and he's a rookie. So we're going to find out who Bo Nix is this week with going into Seattle. And hopefully I hope that he does well, but I don't see it happening.
So Seattle?
I'm taking Seattle -5. And I think they win by at least 10, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Okay?
Yep.
All right. Dallas at Cleveland, -2.5 over and under is 41.5, which I'm a little surprised with. But
I want you to.
all right,
take
it's
this
my
one.
turn.
Yeah.
All right, I'm taking Dallas.
Okay.
I think Cleveland has got a good team. I think they're missing Nick Chubb. I think Foreman's going to do well for them.
Ford.
Excuse
Okay,
me.
it's all good.
Sorry, Jerome Ford is
Yeah,
going to
it's good.
do
Gonna be
well
good.
for
Back 'em
Cleveland.
up.
And the jury's still on Deshaun Watson. I think that I just don't think he has it anymore. No. I really don't.
Really?
And he got in a lot of trouble, a couple years ago. He got in some, legal trouble. And to be honest with you, he's played 12 NFL games in the last 2 years. That's not very many. And in those 12 games, he's lost every one of them.
He's got hurt.
He has not won a game.
Really?
Since he's been back with Cleveland.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He has not won a game. 12.
That's not good at all.
Yeah, that's not good. And I think people are underplaying Dallas. I think Jake Ferguson, I think CeeDee Lamb, I think Dak Prescott, as much as people don't like him, this is not the playoffs, friends. This is not the playoffs.
They played great in the regular
Dak
season.
Prescott is a good quarterback during the season.
Yep.
Playoffs, hands off. I would not bet it with Dallas in the playoffs. But CeeDee Lamb is going to be ready. He's going to be on fire. And I think that there ain't a lot of people out there that sees Jake Ferguson. But I see you, Jake Ferguson. I think you're going to have a great season. And so for that reason, I'm taking Dallas with the 2.5 points.
I'm gonna take Dallas on the spread as well. But I'm going to say it straight up too. I'm going to take Cleveland winning this game because Dallas has a tough road game going against Cleveland, and Cleveland they're good at home. I'm not going to lie, they're good at home. They're what are they? At home, Cleveland, in the spread and the straight up, they're 8-1 at home in the 9 games they played.
That's right, 9 games without Watson.
Yeah, but the offense, they have Cooper, they have Judy, they have Ford, but Chubb's going to be back.
Who's Judy?
Jerry Judy?
Oh, did he show up last year for Denver?
But he's on Cleveland now.
Oh, now he's on Cleveland. And he has a better quarterback?
I mean, I guess.
I rest my case.
I guess you rest your case, but you're just not looking at this defense.
Okay, so you're saying I think the defense is great. So you're saying that Cleveland is going to win by less than 2.5, and you're still taking Dallas with the spread.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
I'm with that.
Cleveland's defense.
I respect you.
I mean, the one thing I hope in the offense, the one thing I hope is to see Deshaun Watson go back to his old form. I mean,
you want to hope it.
Yeah, but he has his weapons.
He's not showing signs of it.
He has weapons. He has Njoku, Cooper, and Judy. So I feel like there's no way for him to screw it up. And they have a good offensive line.
I think in Houston, his weapon was that he was a dual threat.
Yeah, like a Josh Allen.
I don't think he's running like he used to run. Mm-hmm. So that's my take on it.
But the reason I picked Cleveland to win is because their defense. They got a great defensive front. They have 2
defense wins championships.
They have 2 good elite cornerbacks. They have Greg Newsome, he's good, and Denzel Ward. I will say the middle of the pack, it's okay. It's not great.
Yeah.
But they have 2 good safeties out there too.
And where's CeeDee Lamb going?
Where?
In the middle.
In the middle, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that line gets to the.
Do you think any of the corners can guard CeeDee Lamb?
I think
1-on-1.
I think I like Ward. Like Denzel Ward's a good cornerback.
There, you heard it.
He is.
He says Denzel Washington.
Ward.
Denzel Ward is going to shut down CeeDee Lamb. So if CeeDee Lamb has 180 yards, 2 touchdowns, 13 receptions, I'm not predicting that, but I'm just saying if he has something like that, then you're going to put Ward on the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
But if he holds him to what you think he will.
But the reason the defensive line, they're going to get the Dak Prescott in that game because they have two rookies starting in the offensive line. And
one rookie's pretty good.
well, I mean, we're gonna see how Garrett goes when he goes at
Yeah,
Dak Prescott and making it be his worst nightmare over there in Cleveland.
I think you have a point. I think that tight end's gonna have to stay in the block a lot, and it's not gonna be Jake Ferguson. I think they'll bring in 2 tight end sets, and I think that will be it. But also we'll see what Rico does.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm not saying Ezekiel. I think Rico's the guy over there.
Ezekiel's old.
He's
lost a step.
He's lost a few steps. But all right, let's go on to Washington at Tampa Bay -3. Tampa Bay's given up 3. I think Tampa Bay wins. As much as I love Jaden Daniels, I think he don't like Jaden Daniels.
No,
I like
I
Jaden
didn't say
Daniels.
that.
Well, you said you don't think he's going to be a good quarterback for the Washington Commanders.
No, I think he's going to be
and that's
good.
because you think Washington Commanders are not that good.
Yeah, I don't like their organization. I think they're a terrible organization over there.
So Tampa Bay, I think that Evans is going to have a great year. I think Goodwin's going to have a great year. I think Baker is going to have a good year. I think that he's going to make mistakes. That is going to happen. And no one's given Rashad any love at all. I think he had a great year last year.
He did.
And no one out there is giving him love. I think they say, oh, he should have a better running back. And they actually brought up this other guy, which no one ever even heard of.
Never. What was it? One of our guys in your league drafted him. Bucky Irvin.
Bucky Irvin. I never even heard of this guy, and they're
heard
just
of him in
disrespecting him, going, "Oh, Bucky's going to take over," and I don't see that at all. I think Rashard is going to be great. I think he's going to do well as well for Tampa Bay, and Tampa Bay is tough at home. So with that, I'm taking Tampa Bay -3.
Yep, I'm going to take Tampa Bay in the spread too. I don't like Washington. Terrible organization, terrible owner, terrible GM.
Terrible defense.
Terrible defense.
At least the line.
They have an okay offense with Daniels and Terry McLaurin. I like them too, and I like Brian Robinson.
Yeah,
he's gonna be good.
I think he's gonna be good.
Pair him with Eckler in the backfield.
Yeah,
they have their defense is a little sneaky good. I like McDaniels. I'm not saying he's.
No, I like their line. Defense line is not that great.
No, I'm saying the offense is
offense
sneaky
is
good.
sneaky
I'm not talking
good.
about their defense. Their defense
I agree.
is terrible.
They're gonna put points on the board for sure.
And I just don't like how they traded Jahan Dotson. It's like they didn't develop him very well.
Yeah, they just gave him away.
Trade him to the Eagles, your division rival. I don't know what you're thinking, but I mean they're probably thinking. To me, that felt like they're not gonna have a good year doing all that. Do that trade with that.
Plus, they gave up Sweat, and I mean, didn't they give up?
Yeah, did they have
not Sweat.
Sweat?
Anyways, they gave up a defensive line.
Yeah, no, they did. They have Montez Sweat.
Yeah, they have Montez Sweat.
And
Yeah,
Chase
I
Young.
thought I was wrong. I was like thinking, am I wrong?
They had Montez Sweat and Chase Young last year, and they
just gave them away.
Yeah,
so maybe they're in the middle of rebuilding as well.
Yeah,
I mean, they got a good start with Daniels,
and Scary Terry.
And Scary Terry. Man, I love that guy.
He's a good receiver.
I think he's a great receiver.
And I think this year he finally has a good quarterback.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. All right, so we're both in agreement there. Okay.
Oh, and Tampa Bay is going to mop the floor with that team.
So. You think by more than 10?
14.
14.
Wow. They're going to mop them.
That's a big number. I was going to say 10.
I like the offense and I also like their defense.
All right, how about this one? I like this game. Los Angeles Rams at Detroit. Detroit's giving -3.5. And so Rams are getting 3.5. And I think the Rams got a lot of tools. I think they got a lot of great players on their side. I don't know if Stafford's going to be that great. Right now he's dealing with an injury as well. But, there's a lot of preseason injuries out there that we don't even know that are real. A lot of times they'll put an injury tag on them just so they don't have to play. And so I think that preseason should probably go out, but I know that there's a lot of young players coming in that loves the preseason because they get a chance to showcase who they are.
Some want to get a job too,
Yeah, some want to get onto the practice squad, whatever, whatever it is. But back on Los Angeles Rams, I think Cooper Kupp's going to be better than Puka in fantasy. I do believe that, and I think Kyron.
Kyren
Williams.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be a great running back as long as he stays healthy. That's going to be his only issue. He got us, because we're on one fantasy team. He got us a championship under our belts. He was a key part of that. Him and Tank Dell, until Tank Dell got hurt. But, we had CeeDee Lamb as well. But we're not talking about our fantasy team. Anyways, with that being said, Detroit's going to win. Detroit's going to win by at least 7.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is a fact. I think that Detroit's going to have a great team. I'm excited to see how they do. I'm excited for them to get back in the playoffs. I think that coach needs to coach the playoff team differently than he coaches the regular season team. If not, I would not have been seeing this team in the Super Bowl if coach would have been a little bit smarter when it came to going for it and not going for it. I think that Jared Goff has what it takes to maintain and play that role as just don't mess it up, Goff. And that's what I think. And I think Detroit wins by 7, more than 7.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
I got Detroit winning also, but I got spread. I got the Rams taking spread because.
Oh, so hold on.
What?
So you're really taking, because this is a spread show,
mm-hmm.
So you're really taking the Rams.
No, I'm taking the Lions.
You're saying the Lions to beat them by more than 3.5.
I'm saying Lions are going to win the game, but the Rams are going to cover.
So he's taking the Rams, is what he's doing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
on just straight up, I think Lions are going to win.
We're not playing straight up. We're playing spread. So
okay.
So you're saying Detroit's going to beat them by 3?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
But I don't get me wrong, I like the Rams, but Stafford, if he can stay healthy this season, that's just getting old, getting up there. It's a health problem there with his injury. But I like Cooper Kupp. I do agree with you. I think he's going to have a better year than Puka. I like Kyren, but I don't like that he's punt returning. Could cause some
I don't
injury,
know what the coach is thinking.
I don't know about that, but I just like Detroit. They're a great, well-round team. You know,
and I like their coach.
They have. I arguably think they have one of the greatest offense. They have a great offensive line out there.
Not the greatest.
One of the great offensive lines in the league today.
Yeah, I agree. Top 3,
mm-hmm.
top 4.
And I like Jamar Gibbs. He has great outside speed.
Yeah, he does.
St. Brown.
Montgomery is a good trade-off for him, too.
The Sun God, St. Brown, great wide receiver 1.
Yeah.
I like Laporta. Last year, he looked great as a tight end. He's tight end 1 in fantasy. And
you are singing to me, that's for sure.
And I like Detroit. And I am going to give a little alert that I'm going to say the over and under. This is my favorite one because it's 51 points. And I'm going to take the over on this one because I think this is going to be a high-scoring game.
That's a great bet.
Because the Rams defense is not good. They lost Darnold to retirement, and they lost a couple of guys in the secondary. So I don't see the Rams defense being good. Lions, they improve on their defense, but this two offensive teams right here, they're going to score a lot of points this week.
I believe that too.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. All right. So I have Detroit covering, beating them by at least 7.
Mm-hmm.
You have the Rams covering, but Detroit winning.
Yep.
So if it was at 3, we might be singing a different tune here. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I think the last game, which is Monday Night Football.
Monday night.
And, well, you see what I'm wearing. So
Yep.
New York Jets. New York Jets at San Francisco. -4.5. San Francisco is giving up 4.5 points. 4 points. And I think San Francisco blows them out. I think San Francisco beats them by 14. And I'm not just saying that because that's my team.
It's not biased. No bias.
That's not bias.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the people out there that keep picking Jets to upset San Francisco are outside their mind. I'll tell you right now, Aaron Rodgers can be as healthy as he wants to be. He does not play good against the Niners. He does not have a great track record against the Niners.
True.
I'm just going to put it out there. So you're going to say not having a good track record and coming off an Achilles injury and he's 40 years old, and he has to travel to San Francisco. It's all up again. It's all not good for them. I think that the San Francisco's defense is going to be solid. I think that we got Trent Williams back, which makes a huge difference. I think that McCaffrey is, even though he has a soft tissue injury, I think he's given that plenty of rest. He's already given it almost 4 weeks since it's happened. I think that he's going to be solid, and I think Debo and Ayuk are going to be a good, nice duo. And of course, our boy Kittle, Kittle's gonna have a good game as well. New York Jets are gonna they're gonna get slapped around a little bit in this game. I don't think they're gonna be that good. I take the Niners -4.
I take same Niners -4. They're a great team. They're great on offense and defense. They have one of the most talented rosters in the league. And the Jets, I mean, don't get me wrong, I agree with you. He's 40. He's coming off Achilles injury, Aaron Rodgers. He's not been that good against the Niners, even in the playoffs. He's never beat the Niners in the playoffs.
Never.
But this is a season, I get it. We're not talking about the playoffs. But
yes.
But don't get me wrong about the Jets. They have a great defense. That's what everyone talks about. I haven't heard one thing about their offense. I've heard great about their defense. Don't get me wrong, they do have a great defense. But the Niners have a great offense. They're going to score over that defense. And the Jets' offense, I don't like the O-line. Their O-line's not that good. Don't get me wrong, they got 2 good receivers, but Mike Williams got to stay.
Running back.
Yeah, great running back, but Mike Williams got to stay healthy. That's the one risk that they're taking in that offense.
And Aaron Rodgers likes tight ends. Who's their tight end?
I actually really don't know.
Thank you. I rest my case.
So Niners, they're winning this game. I got them in the spread. There's no way they can lose this game, man.
All right.
They're great. They're just great. And
that's it.
That's it.
All right. And my over and under sweet pick is going to be Jacksonville against Miami. I think that's going to be high scoring. I think we're in the 60s in that game at least. So that's a gift for you bettors out there, and fills in one of your spots as a parlay. I think it's a given that that's going to happen. I really believe that. So thank you for hanging with us, and I hope that you like and subscribe. And please comment too. And we got tough skin, so let us know what you think. You'll probably come in and say, oh, we're full of it and we don't know what we're talking about. But we're out here, we're doing this, and we're going to make this YouTube channel work. And we wanted to do it together. We have a good bond. And just a little secret, our editor is his twin brother. And he's going to be putting his picks in too, but it's just going to be editor's picks at the bottom. He didn't want to be on the channel. So, but most important is the editing. So hopefully he comes across good. I hope you guys enjoy this show, and we're going to give some recaps after the Thursday night game. We'll do a recap after Friday night game. We'll do a recap, and after the Sunday night game, we'll do a recap. So we'll have more videos involved. We might do a recap for Monday night as well. We will definitely do a Monday night recap, especially since the Niners are playing. So the recap Sunday night will be all of Sunday games and Sunday night games as well. And so we'll have that out there. So we have the editor is going to be super busy. He's over there. So he's going to be super busy. So, and we're going to try to do this every week. So please let us know what you think of the show. And we appreciate you. Until next time.
See you guys.
See ya.